Hey everybody, with the holidays so near, I thought it would be a good idea to come on here to make sure that we are all in the right mind frame to navigate these sales and make the best decisions for our lifestyles and our wallets. So today we're going to be talking about 5 things to look for when shopping for handbags. So just keep watching. Hey, I'm Dre and welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. Over here, we're all about looking and feeling our best for less. So if that's something that you're into, go ahead and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can be updated whenever I upload new videos. But before we get into today's topic, I wanted to remind you guys that my free ebook is available. It's called 5 Tips of Purchasing Pre-Love Luxury Online. It's a quick, simple, easy read designed to help you shop with confidence, save money, and avoid getting scammed. It is pinned in the comments, it's in my description, and it's also in the bio. So go ahead and download it if you don't have it already. But guys, today we're going to be talking about 5 reasons this bag is not for you. The first reason is going to be price. If you haven't already, I recommend setting a maximum dollar amount you're willing to invest in a handbag and sticking to that. That might mean taking bags off of your wish list that are no longer within that budget. And I've had to do this a few times on numerous pieces. But I decided that if I have to save more than a couple of months to make a handbag purchase, there are probably more important things I should be doing with my money, and I'm probably doing too much. The fact is, guys, there are going to be many things that I want that I just simply can't afford. Like right now, I would love a 2-story, all brick home with a finished basement, 4-car garage, koi pond, and in-ground swimming pool. And while this may not be out of reach for some of you guys, it's definitely out of reach for me, and I can accept that. But it's easier to accept larger purchases being out of reach. When it comes to smaller things, not so much, because those items that we may not be able to afford, we are still able to obtain those. But those smaller things that we can't afford will add up over time. I remember an episode of Sex and the City when Carrie found out that the building that she was living in was being sold and she would have to either purchase her apartment or move. She needed about $30,000 to stay. She couldn't get a loan because her credit wasn't that good and she only had about $700 in savings. But in a conversation with Miranda regarding her dire financial situation, they calculated that she had spent close to $40,000 on shoes. Now, that was a lot back then, but $40,000 on shoes is still a lot today. So don't be Carrie. If that bag costs more than you earn in one pay period before taxes, is it worth it? If the bag is too expensive, or if buying it delays an important personal or financial goal, that bag isn't for you. The next thing I wanted to talk about is it doesn't fit your phone. Guys, this one may not be a deal breaker for everyone, but it's definitely one for me. Mini bags have been popping for the last few years, and I don't really see that slowing down anytime soon. Y'all know I love a good mini bag just like anybody else, and when it's time to dress up or have an evening out, smaller bags are just more appropriate. But some of these mini bags are nano, like for real. For me, it still has to be functional. And I've worn quite a few mini bags, and the smallest that works for me would be the Swinger 20. It's just big enough to fit my phone, key holder, and a few cards. So don't fall in love simply with the aesthetic or get caught up in FOMO with these mini bags, y'all. You need to assess whether you're the type of person who's okay with holding a phone in her hand or putting it in her pocket. And if not, then the mini bags are just not for you. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is color. And guys, this is another big one, especially with all of the unboxings and reveals on social media right now. So I would just say that if you're the type of person who tends to go for neutrals, then don't let a gorgeous, vibrant color knock you off your A game, sis. Do what works for you at all times. Because I've seen quite a few people whose style and aesthetic have been locked in for years go and buy a bag in a color that's completely outside of the normal for them simply because it was a gorgeous color. And being a woman, appreciating all things pretty, I get it. The problem is they get the bag home and never wear it because they can never figure out how to work it into their wardrobe. So it ends up barely being worn before they decide to sell it or gift it to someone. That's wasted money. So I say if you cannot envision at least 3 different looks with garments already in your closet, that color handbag is not for you and it needs to stay in the store. The next one that I want to talk about, and this one is probably just as important, guys, as price, and that's going to be size or weight. And this is one that I also don't think people really consider enough, especially again with social media, because it's easy to find unboxings and reveals, but not every creator comes back with a review of the bag that includes weight. And in a lot of cases, the reasons are obvious. Some of the most commonly unboxed bags on YouTube, for instance, are probably LV canvas pieces, which everyone knows are lightweight. Same with most, if not all, of their leathers. I've never heard of anyone on here complaining about the weight of an LV piece, not even the luggage. But when you start looking at other brands, it becomes obvious that not all leathers are created equal. So if you have like back, neck, or shoulder issues, the weight of the bag before putting your things in can and should be strongly considered and need to be a deal breaker. Like, even if you don't have those issues, if you know you don't like big bags, don't get it. It doesn't matter how cute it is. And I've been guilty of this myself, y'all. Y'all know this. I have bought a couple of bags that are too big or too heavy for me because I like the way that they looked, or they came in a color that I wanted and they didn't offer it in a smaller size. And all of those are Doonies, by the way. So I'm sure that it's no surprise, since everyone in the handbag community knows how heavy Dooney bags can get. But don't let the hype of the new It bag gas you up into buying a bag you know you won't wear because of the size of the weight. If you even have to think twice about the weight or size of the bag, it's not for you. Don't do it. And the next one, number 5 on the list, is going to be materials. And I'm just going to go ahead and name names on this one. The first name that comes to mind is Michael Kors. I'm sorry, I just had to say that. There are a few others, but I'll just use him as an example, because the one thing that's turned me off with Michael Kors bags within the last 10 years is the decline in quality. They seem to still be pretty well constructed, but they've really skimped on the materials as of late. So if you followed me for any amount of time, you already know I don't like vegan or fake leather handbags. And I noticed in the outlet and online, the majority of their bags are made of materials other than leather. And that's just a huge turnoff for me. But it may not be for others. So I just recommend you consider your lifestyle and overall expectations for any bag you consider purchasing. If you think the materials won't provide the overall feel or aesthetic you want, or if they won't hold up to your busy lifestyle, that bag isn't for you. And then, guys, the final and most important reason the bag isn't for you is if you know I want it and it's almost sold out. Like, what I need you to do in those situations is save it for me by placing it in your cart and tracking me down immediately so that I can buy it. I'm just playing, guys. But hopefully I gave you guys some things to consider on our quest for conscious consumption. Curating a collection that fits your budget, aesthetic, and lifestyle should be about quality over quantity. And that means not participating in every trend. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget, if you're going to buy it anyway, you may as well save a few coins. Talk to you later.